Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to What's Working Now, my marketing mini class for travel advisors who are trying to figure out the algorithm to grow their sales. My name is Dana Zifisak, and I am a travel agent educator. And I want to start with a little question. I just want to get a little poll going of and if you're watching this on the replay, please comment, okay? Do you do more photo posts or video posts, okay? So let me go over here to, all right. So tell me in the comments. Copy. Okay. So tell me in the comments, are you someone who posts more pictures or photos? Okay. So I find that when I travel, and tag anybody who you think might want to know what's working now for social media. Go ahead and tag other agents if you have anybody who you think might benefit from this session. More pictures. Yes. So I tend to do more photos than videos, but I am doing a lot more reels. Okay. So first I want to do a little flashback before we go into what's working now. I want to make sure that it's clear. I did this a year ago. Okay. September, I think it was September, but a year ago. So I went through and I couldn't use any of the slides from a year ago because guess what? Everything has changed. But what I did want to show you. So this first screenshot is last year. Okay. This was 2024. I was using just my business page. Okay. Now, 2025, this is Facebook. 2025, I'm using a creator profile or a professional profile, whatever you want to call it, along with my business page. Okay. So I created what I did was I made a new personal page. Okay. And I told all my friends, I said, okay, if this is going to turn into a travel centric page, this is my main profile on Facebook. And I changed it to Dana Zifisak -travel. That's why that says -travel, because that's what I use now in conjunction with my Instagram and in conjunction with my business page, and you can coordinate, but the difference in reach is crazy, or the difference in views is crazy, going from the business page where my top posts, I just took I've done a lot of traveling. So what I did was I went through and I found my top posts from a year ago. My top post got a reach of 433. My top post on Facebook is 1,200. I had 3,200 on one thing. And again, I am a one-person show. I do not have an assistant. And I also teach agents too. So please know that these are my numbers. Your numbers might be higher. They might be lower. That's okay. But what I want to point out to you, if you're not already in a professional profile, you want to do that. Okay. So look up how to do that. That's not what this is about, but I want to just show you the difference in the reach by doing that. Okay. So what's working now? Get a professional profile. Okay. Or creator profile, whatever it's called. Okay. But no matter what you do, you have being human is what is working now. Okay. Being salesy is not working, but being a real life human, now that is something that resonates with people. And let me show you my first example here. Okay. Now, when no one sits in the middle seat, Southwest win. Okay. Simple, just a picture post. Did fantastic because guess what? You can relate when nobody, if you're on Southwest now, I know that's going to be changing soon, but if you're on Southwest and nobody sits in the middle seat, you're like, yes, because if you're up in the front and you see all the people and like they say, oh, all passengers boarded, and it is you're like, yes, yes, yes. So this did excellent. Okay. And I want to show you. So this is Facebook. And I know it's hard to see with with it being a screenshot, but so on Facebook, my viewers are 94% followers and then a smaller percentage non-followers. But when we switch over to Instagram, that's going to flip-flop. So that's interesting to me. All right, now this is another one. This is another picture post. Notice that was a picture. This is a picture post. It's normally when I do like a carousel type thing, so they call it a carousel for Instagram. Facebook, it's just kind of like a bunch of pictures, but people want to see the extra, like it says +6. So they know there's more pictures there. So they want to see them. Every time someone clicks on your photo, it's an engagement point, which means the algorithm will show you to more people. All right. So I just did a little summary post of the day, but what was my leading picture? Me in a shower cap. Why is that work? Well, one, I didn't want to get my hair wet on the dragons thing where the water cannons come at you. I mean, but granted, let me tell you, I really should have had a poncho for that ride because I got like the major cannon like exploded on me. So yeah, I was drenched. But at least my hair still looked good. So, there's that. But that's relatable. That's human. Okay. That's not me saying, and then this actually led to a quote request. This actual post, somebody messaged me on it about a Universal trip. Okay. But this again, and the shower cap's going to come in. I'm sorry, but it's relatable. It's human. Okay. So be your relatable human self in your posts. All right. And then now this is another one. Now I'm going to show you this reel. This is a reel. And so I'm going to click on it. It's going to open up. It's very quick. And it's just a Taylor Swift song in the background. Where's my... Okay. Again, it's relatable. It is relatable. Okay. Yeah. Come back over here. There we go. Perfect. It's relatable. Okay. The stupid shower cap. It's relatable. And it's funny. I was thinking because this is a viral hook. Okay. Which is a hook is the first couple words of your post. So I used to be cool, but now I say things like, and I thought, I was never cool, but I just went with it. I was going to say, I used to be cool, but now I say things like, well, wait a second. I've never been cool, but I just came up. But then I was like, oh, the shower cap. That's funny. And it did work. Now this one's on Instagram. And actually the story of this post, so let me show you this reel. I'm going to click on it. There we go. All right. Why does it? Hold on. Let me do it again. Let's just. Can you restart? Come on.
One of the best parts of a cruise is coming back to your room turned down. While you're at dinner, your room attendant turns down your beds and also brings down the kid beds if needed and sets them up for the night.
Okay, so now I wanted you to hear the whole thing. Now, I did not. Let me tell you a little behind the scenes. What this reel is the product of, actually. Okay, so again, I did take the video. I took the video while we were on the Disney Wish. That is true. Okay, and I have lots of video like this. I wasn't narrating though. I waited till I got back in the room and I took the quick video of it just to show what turn down service looks like. And what I did, we were actually doing a Reels class in my membership in the Sales Lab. And I actually made this using edits while on Zoom, and I was sharing my phone screen, okay? And I walked everyone through making this reel using all the best practices of, using the blue font over the light blue, using blue. Okay, and these are from Kali. All right, these tips. And then I also narrated them. I showed everybody how I can narrate in edits. So I did the narration, and I had to do it twice because you have to line it up with the length of the video. Like, you have to time it right. So it took me twice. But again, it doesn't have to be hard. All right. These things don't have to be hard. And I walked everyone through how I did that. And then I posted it right away. And I couldn't believe it. I kept getting these notifications. You've reached 500 views. You've reached 1,000 views. I was like, oh my goodness. So, so it was very interesting. But look at this. Views were almost all from non-followers. So the way I see Instagram now, and let me tell you something about, comparing. I'm sharing what worked for me and my followers and my social media. However, your people might be different. You might be set up differently. You might be more on TikTok, or you might be only on Instagram. Okay. For me, how it kind of works is Facebook. I get a lot of views from people who already follow me. Instagram is a lot of new people. Okay. And so you're being exposed to more people. So I still post on both. Now, I will tell you, a picture post on Instagram does not do very well. Reels all day long on Instagram. Okay. Maybe a carousel every once in a while, but I'm going to tell you, reels are all the top posts. On Facebook, I tend to be able to do a mixture. Okay. I don't have to always do a reel. And so that's the big difference. Now, here's another one. This is another reel that I posted on both, and they got almost the same reach. I'm just looking over so I can see the print. But again, so I posted this on, let me show you the reel first. Why is it? Oh, I guess this one really doesn't matter. So I'm not narrating. So I did like how do you go from this, all this gourmet food on a cruise, to my dirty dishes, and Now, some people, I've seen this idea going from and somebody is walking through a buffet on a cruise, and then they're walking through their kitchen with an empty plate, where's the buffet type of thing. But I did it without, being I just used my own content. And interesting. So I put this both on Instagram and Facebook, and they both got about I guess it did a little better on Instagram, but same content. 60% of my followers on Facebook, 60% of the views were from followers, 41% non-followers. And same thing here. I'm sorry. No, here, 13% followers and mostly non-followers. So still on Facebook, more of a follower audience. Okay. And if you want to do the trick for reels, for reaching new people, is short. See, notice this was super, super short. All right. This one was super, super short. The narration, I think that really helps it. Putting your own voice in there. See, this one, I didn't put my voice in there. I wonder if I would have narrated it, if it would have done better. Who knows? Okay. So now, why do we do all these posts? What's the point, right? What is the point? Our point is we want to put content out there that will drive people's sales. Okay. Or that will drive your business, that will make people say, when they think of a cruise, they want to book with you. When they see this, oh my gosh, I have to go to Dana. Okay. That's the point of our content. And so when we look at all these analytics, I'm just going to go back here. The analytics are great. Okay. We want to know that we're reaching people, but the most important analytic is this last slide I have. Okay. Number of bookings made. All right. So let's look at last summer. In June and July, I made 7 bookings. This year, when I shifted my strategy, and again, I did, if you've seen Kali, a lot of his stuff, I implemented what he said. And look at this year. 24 bookings in June and July. I'm just doing June and July because they're the most recent months, like complete months. But again, did the content cause these sales? No. Yes and no. I should say yes and no. The content builds an ecosystem around you as the travel advisor, as the travel agent. Okay. And as they're seeing you post and share your experiences and being you, they're going to reach out to you. Because guess what? Even people who've booked with you 5 times, they might not book with you the 6th time if you have fallen off a cliff. So I see the social media as part of the ecosystem, as part of the email, email marketing is part of it. Social's part of it. Being out there and showing off your expertise, but in an authentically real way. Notice here in these posts that I'm sharing, none of them have stock pictures. They're all my own, and the majority have me. Actually, no, the reels don't have me. Well, this one does, but it's my own experience, which is why the authenticity is so important. Okay. And the other part of marketing. So yes, you want to reach out to your ideal client. You want to be able to put messaging out there that will speak to them, that will make them want to hit that follow button. And then eventually what happens when you do this consistently and consistently and consistently, the bookings show up. Okay. Now listen, I've been doing this for 12 years. I've had years where I've booked, hundreds and hundreds of trips. Okay. But then I started doing this consulting business. So I limit what I sell as far as products. So my sales did take a dip because I was managing 2 businesses and I can only do so much, right? So, but this year it's so interesting because I am posting so differently and authentically. And look at how the bookings went up. Okay. And that's really cool. All right. More people. And again, I've been in this for 12 years, so I have a lot of audience already. Kimberly, that's a really good question. So Kimberly asks, do you have new clients contact you through social media, and how do they typically contact you? Yes. So I showed you this one post that I said turned into a quote request. She sent me a message. Well, actually she commented because she tried to message me and it wouldn't go through. But then I messaged her, and so she reached out on DM. I find that either having them comment or reach out on message is I usually use Messenger. I don't use a form on social media because if you put a link on something, it's not going to get any reach. Okay. So you want to, I am a firm believer in meeting a lead where they are. If they're messaging you, go with Messenger. I do eventually move them into email because that's just more efficient. However, when you're doing the qualifying, all that process, I want them to just meet me where they are. And if they're meeting me on the social, then that's perfect. Okay. I have to keep on top of things. What I actually do is I take a screenshot of everything and then I email it to myself. That way it's in my records. So, but yes, I just this post, somebody messaged me. I was actually, I think, in the bus from coming back from City Walk, and I got the notification and then the message. Okay. And so that's someone brand new who never booked with me. It wasn't a referral. But I also think social media helps with your referrals. It helps with your repeat clients because they're seeing you and they're being, affected by what you're posting. Okay. So it is all an ecosystem, and it's not just one magic pill. It's not just one magic post. Did this one post turn into a lead? Yes. But that's because I had so many other posts before it that kind of built this up, and they're like, oh, and again, did I look ridiculous in the shower cap? Yes, I did. And I think the more ridiculous you look and the more, the more, what's it called? The more authentic you look. Okay. Don't worry about how you look in the pictures. Just let it go. All right. Trust me. And Kimberly just says, does putting a link in bio affect reach? No. Link in bio is fine. It's just on the actual post unless it's like a boosted ad. Okay, because they don't want you, basically the social media platforms don't want you to leave their platform. they want you to stay on the platform. So if you're linking them out of the platform, then they're not going to give you, like, this is it's not a free service. Nothing is free. But if you want to use the algorithm, you have to, they want you to try to keep people, you're trying to help them keep people in their system so that they can serve more ads to people. Oh, you're welcome, Kimberly. So now I share all this because once a year I do a challenge with travel agents. Like I said, I'm a travel agent. I'm still booking. Like you just saw, I had 24 bookings between June and July. And, I like to share, because actually before I was a travel agent, I was a teacher. And so I have made a little business, a consulting business, where I also teach agents what I do. And every year I do this challenge. I've been doing it. I think this is my fourth year doing this in some form or another, but it's pretty new this year because I had to change the whole marketing part, because marketing has changed. And as you can tell from my reach, it has changed for the better. Okay. Social media has changed for the better, but you have to be able to do a few different things. So this is a marketing and sales trainings. They're quick and easy, though. They're not long. Like we've been on for 20 minutes. This is kind of the length of what the classes will be. They're not real long. They're recorded. And what it is, so we're going to start next Wednesday. The classes will be Wednesday, Thursday, so the 20th and 21st, and then the 25th, okay, will be the third class. But then the group, I'll show you, the group will be open for a while for you to do the deliverables and get feedback from me. So 3 trainings. The first one is how to customize, how to start your posts so that your ideal audience will listen. So like if you look back at mine here, I used to be cool. We went to Epic Universe today, when no one sits in the middle seat. These are simple, but I'm also thinking about, when I'm designing these, I'm thinking about my ideal client. So let's go into how to do that. That's what that class is going to teach you, is customizing for your ideal audience. Okay. Picking a topic, picking that hook that will draw their attention in. And then the second training is going to be how to use the app edits. So that post that got 3,000 views, which for me is a lot. I know for some people that's not a lot, but I am a travel advisor and also an travel agent educator. So for me, that is awesome. And I want you to do things that can be emulatable. Okay. If you usually get 100 post reach, if you get 500, that's amazing. Okay. I don't like to compare myself to other people, because going viral is different for me than it is for someone else. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to use the app edits, because that also helps your reach. And it's a free app from Instagram. Okay. And you can use it for Facebook and Instagram, and use the content that you have to make these reels. So how I showed you a couple of them. This one, like I said, I made during class. I walked everyone through me doing it, even me narrating it. Okay. And so we might do this. We might do a similar one to this, and maybe I'll get the same reach too. We'll see. But we're going to do it live together. I'm going to show you. And then the last one, we bring in some sales training. So you work so hard on your marketing, you don't want to lose a new lead. So 3 signs you're losing leads and how to fix them is a sales training that I only do during this challenge. So what you come away with, 5 post starters for your audience. Okay. So 5 customized just for the people you serve, because marketing is about the people who you want to become your clients. It's not about, it's not about numbers and all this kind of stuff. No, it's about the people. 5 social media posts. Okay. And I'm saying 3 photo posts and 2 reels. If you want to do 5 reels, go for it. Okay. I just didn't want people to think, oh, I want you to do all these reels. I want you, though, to try making reels. Okay. If you have been nervous about using edits or about making reels or doing video, come to this challenge. Okay. Come to it. And then what to do when you receive a new lead. Okay. So also, because I know, I look at the weather and I'm like, oh gosh, what's going to come to us now? Or something might happen where you can't come to the sessions live. That's okay. You will have access until September 5th to watch the replays and use the Facebook group. Because the Facebook group, you'll be able to put your posts in. I can give you feedback. So you have until the 5th to you have a little bit of time. So All this, it's $29. You get 3 classes for less than $10, okay, each. And I put this together because I want it to be something that is affordable and something that you can implement in your business immediately, okay? So $29, 3 classes, you get the replays, and you'll also get step-by-step guides, okay? And of course, if you want to sign up, that's the QR code, or you can go to the website. Oh, let me go ahead. I'll just put the website in the comments. And this is what I do. I love working with agents, teaching them what I do to get my business and hopefully helping you do the same thing. So it's Marketing Made Easy Sales 25. You have to register by Tuesday. However, if you want to, I would just do it now because guess what? Things are going to get busy and you're not going to remember. Okay. So I want you to just go there, and I will see you next Wednesday in session. All right. And then, and Kimberly said, thank you for being authentic. You're welcome. Well, that's what we have to be in business, well, in everything. But, you know, there's so much out there right now. You know, AI is taking over, and AI is great. AI has so many benefits for us. However, for our clients, we want to make sure that we're better than AI. And the way we can do that is by being ourselves, okay? Because a robot cannot replace what you do for your clients, all right? It can try. And, you know, I don't know where it's going, but we have to make sure that we are showing up as the humans and the people who care. And that's my mission. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I hope to see you in the challenge next week. Okay. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.